Context is, of course, the environment in which you're operating in. Content is specifically what you're focusing on. So again, so on the left-hand side, who do we have? Manager and leader?
On the right.
Except for one, as you have pointed out. Okay? Which is, on the left-hand side, the manager is the one with authority. The leader is the one that is using influence. Okay, so basically, over the last few slides, you've just seen the basic differences between manager and leader. So what do you think is more important?
Oh.
Both?
It's like the good cop and the bad cop.
Absolutely. You can't have one without the other. Actually, you know, the yin and yang. Okay? The yin and yang is on the, we are a Korean company, right? LG is there on the flag of Korea. Okay? You need both. You cannot separate one from the other. So whatever we say is true for a manager is also true for a leader. You have to be able to do both to be effective. Okay? So this is basically all that I had to say in terms of leadership. Okay? In our minds, we talk about managers, we talk about leaders, and a lot of the times we use the word interchangeably. But they have differences. You must remember that there are differences. A leader is somebody who works through influence. A leader does not need to have a position of authority. Okay? Have you heard of Mahatma Gandhi? Okay? He was one of the key guys in India in the early part of last century, and he was the one who actually helped the Indian people become independent from the British. The British ruled India for 200 years. But he did not have a single position of authority in anything. He was completely outside the system. But he had a moral authority and people looked up to him, and because of him, India is an independent country today. So that is what leadership is. It's influence. Okay? You're not bound by any structure. Okay? So that's basically it. Yes, please.
Yeah, some question.
Yes.
For all this, the companies want to hire managers or want to hire leaders?
Okay, so should company hire managers or should company hire leaders?
You can.
Yin and yang?
At this time we have to be both.
We have to be both. But when you're hiring somebody new, do you know whether this guy will be a leader or not? You don't know. Okay? They may be good at the job, they may be great managers. Okay, but if I am a great manager or a great leader in one company and I move to another company, doesn't mean that I'll be effective at this company. So leaders typically come from inside, you know. You will find inside every organization, you know, there are some people who are more influential, even though they are maybe low in the hierarchy, but they have a lot of influence in, you know, public opinion inside the organization and so on. So you can't really say that you can hire leaders. You want leaders inside the organization for sure, but it's difficult to identify them. I mean, when you're hiring. Yes, please.
Who are you?
I'm just a trainer at LG.
Yeah. You're a leader. Who are you?
Actually, I don't have any position of authority inside the organization. Okay? But it's not for me to say that I'm a leader or not, or I'm a manager or not. Okay? I used to be a manager. Okay? Because when I was working in the R&D center, I was the head of HR, I was the head of IT, I was the number 2 in the organization in Bangalore. But that was when I had a position of authority. Okay? I actually had the power to tell people, you have to do this. Okay? Today I'm a trainer. Just a minute. Today I'm a trainer. Okay? So what do? I go, I run some leadership workshops, I tell people, these are the things that you have to do to become better managers, to become better leaders. But do I really have authority to make them that way? No, I don't. Okay? I hope that I can inspire people to become better managers and leaders, but I can't force them. Okay, that's what I was discussing with Rolfo, that, you know, I'm here for 3 days and then I'm gone. Next week I'm in some different country. Okay, but what happens to the people who came for my workshop? What will they do? I don't know. Yes, please.
I think there are a lot of leaders in every places, but they are not in the TV shows, on the news, on the newspapers.
Sure.
We can find a lot of leaders in every place.
Right.
We can find.
Yeah, absolutely. For example, you know, even though I used to be a software engineer, now I'm a trainer. I wanted to be a teacher a long time ago, okay, because of another teacher in my school, okay. He was just a teacher. He used to teach biology, okay, but I used to love his classes. I used to look forward to his classes, and I thought I want to be a teacher like that. And this was in the 7th grade and 8th grade. Okay, so probably that teacher influenced a lot more people than all the big names. Okay, and that is what, you know, leadership should be. Okay, somebody who actually inspires you to do something. All right. Any other
Yes.
questions,
So,
comments? Yes, please.
How was your transition from being a software engineer now being a leader and try to guide all these leaders worldwide? How can you share with us about this experience of change? Because it's a mind.
To be very honest, I never thought of it very consciously, that I'm a software engineer, that I'll become a manager, I'll become a trainer, I'll go into HR. I never thought of it consciously. It kind of happened, okay? Which may not be the best way to plan your career, by the way. You should plan your career in a better way than this. But I found the transition to be very, very easy. You know, as I said, when I moved into HR, I was already a manager. I had 200 people reporting to me, okay? So it was very easy for me to, because it's, in the end, as I said, it's all managing people. If you can manage 200 people, okay, yeah, okay, now you're going to manage 500 people as in your role of, you know, head of HR in an organization. But that's, I found it very, very smooth, easy, and the best part is, of course, I liked the role. It is very important to like what you do. If you like what you do, as I said, it becomes easy. You never think of all the difficulties. It's just a challenge, you know, you'll overcome the challenge and move on to the new thing. So, I never thought about it very consciously. Yes, please.
I think it's more about love.
Okay.
Everyone can be a leader, but they have to be in love with what they're doing.
Yes.
So in love with their love, with their job, actually.
Sure.
A manager have to be effective, have to be clear, have to be objective. So they look about, I like my job, I have to make my work. You know, that's it. But a leader loves what they're doing.
A leader, you'll find extremely passionate.
Yeah.
Everybody can see the passion. Okay. A manager might approach the job very clinically, very detached, unemotional. I have to get the job done. What is the best way to get the job done, and so on. But a leader is somebody who will be so involved, so passionate about what they believe in, that they will influence other people around them. Okay.
What would you recommend for leaders that have managers under them? How would you recommend them managing them?
See, how do you manage people anyway?
For example, a president.
Speak about it. A president.
For example, a president having a president from a company, having their directors, board of
Okay.
directors, and having them, like, you know.
See, the best way to manage people, okay, in my opinion, is to know them. Do you really know the people working for you? Okay, not just at a professional level, at a human level, an individual level, because that will tell you what makes the person tick. Okay, what inspires the guy, what motivates the guy. So if you know that, it is easier to manage people. I mean, if you're just going to be unemotional about, okay, you have these goals to be met, are you achieving, not achieving, if you just have that kind of a transactional approach, yes, you might get the results, but it may not be sustainable. But if you know the person, okay, that's what I tell all our managers and leaders that I meet, that try to know your team member at an individual, personal level. That's when you'll know what they want, what they believe in, what they love, and you'll be able to manage them better. But it takes time.
Okay, I've had experience with the Indian leaders, and I saw that India has been grown up due to they have a great leaders. what do you think about the influence of the leaders in India to support the organization to grow very fast?
I don't think Indian leaders are any different from any other country. There's no special sauce in India that makes leaders better. They're the same. There are good leaders in India, there are terrible leaders in India. I have worked for a few of them. Okay? So there is no magic over here. Okay? But the thing is, yes, we all have objectives to achieve, but let us not forget the human, okay, who is helping you achieve these objectives. If you understand the human, you know, you treat people well, you know, all this basic, all this is common sense actually. If you do it, you will get better results. Yes, please.
What kind of competencies do you promote for your leaders?
What competencies do we promote? Oh, we have a model.
Do you have a set of competencies?
A set of competencies are there. And the way we define the competencies is that we say that all managers at LG has to fulfill 8 different roles. Okay? And the 8 roles are like this. I'll quickly explain. First role is that you have to be a innovator. Okay? And innovation, when you think of innovation, you're not just thinking about new products, new ways of doing things. Okay? Even a simple thing like, okay, my job is to prepare a report every week. Let's say a sales report every week I have to prepare. Can we change the way to do this? That is also innovation. Okay? It's not just I come out with a new iPhone or something. No. That is also, so a manager should be an innovator. A manager should be an entrepreneur. Okay? You have to look at your department, your team as your own business. Okay? And when you look at it this way, it's not that it is not my job. This is my business, and you will approach it differently. That's the second role. The third role is you need to be a driver. You have to drive performance. Okay? You have to manage your people well, set clear goals, monitor, evaluate, all that stuff. You have to drive performance. The fourth role is you have to be a strategic executor, which basically means that we don't have time. There's so many things to do. Are you focusing on the most important things? Are you looking at your job strategically? Okay? Focus on that. That's the fourth role. Fifth role is you have to be a coordinator. You're not working in isolation. You have to work with all the different departments around you. Are you good at networking, establishing relationships, making and coordinating across? That is the fifth role. The sixth role is you have to be a risk manager, manage risk. Okay? Today 3 people didn't come to work. That's the risk that you have to manage. How are you preparing yourself to manage that risk? Okay, so you have to manage risk. The seventh role is you have to be a communicator. You have to communicate from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, across the organization. You have to communicate. So you need to be good at that. And the eighth role, and probably the most important role, is you have to be a mentor and coach to your team, because you have to build them. Because if you don't build up your team, you will stay where you are. If you also have aspirations of growing, remember, you need to find your replacement. Okay, build up your team, you'll get better results, you will grow yourself. So we have this simple model. I mean, there is much more to it. I will not go into the details.
Do you look that competencies in the people that get in the company, or do you train it for getting
I know that there are some gaps in sense that we don't look at these 8 specific things when we are hiring people, but definitely once they're inside the organization, we are focusing on these things, yes.
You have an assessment to measure this?
Not for all of these, but we do have certain 360 feedback mechanisms and so on that we use for our leaders.
So talking about leadership in a global.
Okay.
I mentioned your competencies that we have to have. I have the same opportunity to succeed in India as well in China, or I have to learn a little bit more to succeed in different cultures.